Good morning. It is 6 o'clock and 47 seconds on the East Coast. This is the Drake Toll Show. Drake Toll with you from the Savannah Bananas organization, Locked On Big 12. Amazon Fire TV's college football kickoff. And most importantly, the Drake Toll Show. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. Addie Bates produces. Good morning. San Francisco. Santa Clara, to be more exact. The greater San Francisco area. That is where the Seattle Seahawks and the New England Patriots have converged for Super Bowl 60. I want you to go back to August 3rd, August 6th, somewhere in there, that game in Canton. The first preseason game where you get to smell football again, where you believe in football again. This mythical creature has returned for you to enjoy from August to February. That day, if they would have given you 100 selections, 100 possibilities for the Super Bowl attendees, would you have said the Seattle Seahawks and the New England Patriots? No. Of course you wouldn't. The Chiefs exist. The Ravens exist. The same Ravens that missed the playoffs and fired their coach. The Buffalo Bills exist. In the AFC, it was not 4-win New England that you were worried about. It was not 4-win New England you thought would be in the Super Bowl. That was an afterthought. In the NFC, the Eagles had just done it. Kevin Harlan said it the week the postseason began. It's still the Eagles' league until proven otherwise. The San Francisco 49ers, the Los Angeles Rams. The depth of the NFC was strong. And heck, what if one of those newcomers jumped on the scene? What if the Bears were good all of a sudden? What if the Dallas Cowboys proved under Brian Schottenheimer the offense was good enough to contend? Sure. Those were questions you asked yourself in August. And all of it led up to this point, to this moment, wherein 2 days, 60 hours, you and your friends will gather, and the Super Bowl will kick off. You made it. You did it. And we're here on the final day of the Drake Toll Show in 2026, where we won't know the champion of the Super Bowl. That is an intriguing thought, huh? The next time you and I meet, the next time 6 a.m. hits, the theme music plays on that day. Yeah. You know, the one. Curtis, you play it every day. You've never heard of that song?
I've heard of our imaging, but I don't recognize that.
Yeah. You'll hear it again at 6 a.m. come Monday morning, and we'll know the winner of Super Bowl 60, the team crowned with glory. The Drake Toll Show, Westwood One Sports. 310-840-4910. 310-840-4910. But guess what? You thought, right? Oh, man, Super Bowl Sunday's on the way. Surely you have to begin the show with the Super Bowl. Well, you thought wrong. Because the Hall of Fame was announced yesterday, as well as the awards across the NFL. Matthew Stafford is your MVP by one vote. 24 first-place votes to Drake May's 23. Yeah, doesn't get closer than that. And one voter wrote Justin Herbert in there. That voter probably is also a member of this Hall of Fame committee that features 5 new members, headlined by Drew Brees and Larry Fitzgerald. Yeah, man. There's just one name who's missing in here. Maybe 2, you could argue. And the one glaring name that is omitted is the greatest NFL coach of all time. Yeah, man, but he's dating that 20-year-old. Yeah, man, but he's at North Carolina now, and he's not having a ton of success, and that's kind of fizzling out, and it looks like a train wreck. Yeah, well, I mean, he did the Deflategate thing, and there was the whole Spygate thing. You mean all the stuff that he's paid his penance for? The greatest coach in the National Football League, his name was not on this list. And what I want you to know is I do not believe in the excuse. I do not believe the excuse is valid when the Hall of Fame committee says, yeah, but it's a broken system. Yeah, but we felt bad for the other guys who might not get in. What kind of pansy game do we play to say, yeah, I think the most deserving guy shouldn't get in right now because somebody else is on their last chance? Well, not their last chance, but maybe their last chance. Where did we conjure that up? See, to me, when it comes to the Hall of Fame, the inductees should be the most deserving for the Hall of Fame. Bill Belichick would certainly be the most deserving, whether you like him or not. I can't tell you for the 20 years that he dominated the league, I loved watching it every time. That Bill Belichick was fun to listen to in press conferences. That he's a nice guy and a rosy hero for America to look up to. I don't know if that's what the Patriots, the persona they undertook. But it doesn't matter what I think about the socialites of the world, the personalities of the world. What matters is the resume. Emmitt Smith joined You Better You Bet right here on Westwood One Sports yesterday and says the Hall of Fame, man, that thing's taking a hit.
It has, because there's no real, in my mind, there's no real set criteria that people can gauge it by or judge it by. It's becoming one of those things, popular vote kind of things, and which is unfortunate. It's not, the players are not judged truly off of their performances and their years of service in the National Football League. They're judged off of those things. Some of those things are some of the criteria, but they're also judged, how do you treat the press? Whether or not you gave me an interview, and whether or not you snubbed me, whether or not you gave me the stiff arm. How do you make me feel when I ask the question? Blah, 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 blah. Things that are irrelevant to the game, but also part of the game, but should not weigh or carry as much weight as what you've done on the football field. Because what you've done on the football field should carry more weight than anything else.
Bang. Did you hear that? Emmitt Smith just gave it to you for free. You didn't have to pay a dime for that. Dan in Billings, Montana. Emmitt Smith just told you that this format is built for personalities to get in the way because of other personalities they do not like. If I don't like you, if you didn't like me, if you spurn me at some point in time, I now have the power as a voter to say, you know what? I don't want to see you in the Hall of Fame. Emmitt Smith said that, not me. Emmitt Smith just told you there are reporters who have a grudge against a coach or a player, and because of that grudge, the guy might miss the NFL Hall of Fame. Is that what we're doing? How does that make any sense? This is the Drake Toll Show, Westwood One Sports. It is the question of all time. How was Bill Belichick not a first ballot Hall of Famer in his first opportunity? 310-840-4910, 310-840-4910. It's my personal phone number. You can call or text it. Instead, Roger Craig. He's in, baby. Adam Vinatieri. Yes. Luke Kuechly, Larry Fitzgerald, and Drew Brees are all members of the Hall of Fame. You know what? Congrats. I don't want to take anything away from you guys. Congratulations. You made the Hall of Fame. Like, how cool is it? Think back to the Super Bowl between the New Orleans Saints and the Indianapolis Colts. Eddie Bates, producer of the Drake Toll Show, where were you? Where were you the day the Saints won the Super Bowl with Drew Brees?
I was at a Saints Super Bowl party. I remember it so clearly. Probably one of the greatest days of my life. As a Saints fan. As a Saints fan. Come on now. Who dat?
Why? I'll pitch this one to you then, because you'll likely give a very unbiased and normal opinion.
That's what I'm here for.
As you usually do. We've let Drew Brees in. We continue to tell Eli Manning no. Are you cool with that?
No. Actually, Eli Manning is... If you want to go off of what you did on the field, then Eli Manning should be in the Hall of Fame. If we're going to go with what Emmitt Smith is saying about what he's done on the field, Eli Manning should be in the Hall of Fame. Not to mention, even off the field. I feel like he's given back to the game a lot. When I think of Eli Manning, I don't really think of controversy. I don't think, oh, this guy's got issues. No, he should be in the Hall of Fame. Now, I also want to point out Bill Belichick. Some Hall of Fame voters came out and said that, hey, the reason why we didn't vote him in is because there's a good chance he goes back to the NFL, and we just didn't want to have an active Hall of Famer in the NFL. You know, it's one of those things like they want you to retire, enjoy some time off, and then you can become a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I just don't think I like that at all, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, not whatsoever. There's this idea that, oh, you may do something, so you don't get to be a Hall of Famer right now. Oh, you could do this, and we don't like that. Okay, well, but it's not a rule that you can't coach in the NFL and be a Hall of Famer. Well, yeah, but we don't like it. Is that how we're doing this? Is that
the solution? The easy solution is you do not allow them to get on the ballot until they are fully retired from the sport. That's
what is fully
solution.
Retired though?
Like what Drew Brees is doing. He's not in the NFL.
Sure, but coach, from a coach's standpoint, and look, what if Drew Brees wants to go back and coach? I'm sure he would do a lot of good for a franchise, right? And then he's a Hall of Famer, but also a head coach. Does it change your player turned coach? Does it matter the category in which you're in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, I think it matters. If you're a Hall of Fame player and now you're a coach, whereas Belichick is a Hall of Fame coach, he has all these honors and stuff like that. I'm not saying that I necessarily agree with it. I'm just saying that, yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense when you think about it. It does kind of make sense, and that's what a lot of the Hall of Fame voters were saying.
There are ways that they have justified it. There are ways that you could justify it. I still don't follow anything aside from the blanket statement, the most deserving at the time should be where the vote goes.
I'll also say this, without Tom Brady, I'm about to say something controversial.
Oh no.
Without Tom Brady, I think he's an average coach. I think he's an average coach without Tom Brady. If you look at the numbers, pre-Tom Brady, post-Tom Brady, he's an average coach.
Yeah,
and I really do think that he did not really get punished. Tom Brady did. But Bill Belichick did not really get punished for Spygate and Deflategate. And this is his punishment. That's it. It's kind of like, when you think about it, going over to MLB, like, Barry Bonds is never getting in. Like, he's never going to get in. That's his punishment.
Yeah.
Maybe when he's dead, they're going to do the posthumous thing, like, now he's eligible.
Yeah, but Barry Bonds was more jacked because he was taking drugs.
I mean, he still impacted the game negatively and had an unfair advantage.
Yeah, for sure.
And hurt other people's careers.
Right. Should Bill Belichick be held to that? I think that's a little different, right?
He hurt other people's careers. That's the thing. That's when it comes down to it. You did A. It hurt other people's careers. So this is what happens now.
So you think that it's a viable reason to leave him out right now because of Spygate and Deflategate?
Yes, but the reason is that there's a chance that he's coming back. But come on now. It had some influence. I mean, people are lying if they tell you differently.
Maybe. I still don't think it should because I'm pro most deserving getting in. The Tom Brady thing, I mean, if my aunt had male parts, she'd be my uncle. It is hard to take away the body of work Bill Belichick did if Tom Brady is such a pivotal point of it. Like that is you. How do you take away the guy's franchise quarterback that he helped build? You know, I just, is Tom Brady without Bill Belichick? That question should still stand, right?
Yes, he is.
You think so?
I do.
Wasn't a high draft pick. Scouts didn't love him. Wasn't elite at Michigan. And you think that Tom Brady would have still become the NFL's greatest quarterback? But scouts love Josh Allen. He was a high draft pick.
I know. I mean, but whenever I view him the same way. I think they're very similar. I also scouts.
Are you anti-scout now?
It's not that I'm anti-scout. I just think that they're not always correct. Okay, they're not always
That's
right.
true. And sometimes, like in the case of Josh Allen, they are. Shout out Brandon Beane, by the way, president of the Buffalo Bills. But I'm just saying,
I think that if we see, so his head coach is out. They got a new head coach. I think he's going to be just as successful. I just think if you look at Bill Belichick's numbers before Tom Brady, he was not that great of a coach.
He coached the Browns.
So if he's a Hall of Fame coach, why couldn't he turn that around? Come on now.
Yeah, I just watched when Kevin Stefanski is a Hall of Fame coach. Mike Vrabel's a Hall of Fame coach. Couldn't turn the Titans around. Now I think we're getting in the weeds. Now I think we're in the weeds. I personally am pro Bill Belichick, first ballot Hall of Famer over Adam Vinatieri for multiple reasons that just, aside from it just making sense objectively. Also, Roger Craig let Bill Belichick in over Roger Craig, who was that seniors finalist. But what do I know? I'm just the radio host on Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. That's Eddie Bates, producer of the Drake Toll Show. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. The Super Bowl is coming up. But we heard yesterday from the MVP. Matthew Stafford named most valuable player of the National Football League by one singular vote. Who did he beat, and was it the right decision? This is the Drake Toll Show.
Trouble all my day. I bid farewell to old Kentucky, the place where I was born and raised, the place where he was born and raised. I've been in trouble. No pleasure here on earth I find. For in this world I'm bound to ramble. I had no friends to help me now. He has no friends to help me now. I'll meet you
Touch yourself. Touch yourself. Yeah. Friday, February 6th. It's the Drake Toll Show. Drake Toll with you. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. On the Drake Toll Show. You know, I rescued a dog a month ago. And I had already, the first dog that I got in my life, Bear, he's sitting to my left, looking real cute. He was not a rescue until he was. I bought the dog. He's an Aussie Doodle. He just looked really cute in the pictures. And when I bought him, I did not know he was coming from a puppy mill. They were overbreeding these puppies.
Drake.
What? I
Not
rescued him, effectively. Because then the government went in and shut the whole place down like a month after I got him. So I paid for what would have been a rescue puppy. Hello. And because of his checkered past, he is a bit of a messed up dog. He has night terrors and whatnot. He's just a weird guy. He's a really, really weird guy. He won't let you pet him necessarily. He's not aggressive. He'll sit, he'll place, he'll stay, he'll lay down. But then a month ago, I decided, you know what? He needs a friend. I was subscribing to the 2-dog rule, and so I got Sunday, which is this shepherd mix of a lot of she's quite the collaboration. No one really knows what she is, except for cute. So she went to the same trainer Bear went to. This is a guy who will board your dog for 14 days and for a couple $1,000s. Steep price.
Golly.
Your dog comes out perfect. You have like the greatest dog in the world. Bear is now the greatest dog in the world. Hey, Bear. What's up, big guy? Sunday came back yesterday after her 2 weeks away. And Jack, the trainer, said, "This is the hardest dog I've literally ever trained." And he recommends medication because she is so hyper and has what he calls the closest thing he's ever seen to a dog version of ADHD and probably needs some help.
Oh.
I was like, Jack, you are the help. That's what I thought you were going to do, is be her ADHD medication and have her listen. So this morning, after she spent 2 weeks learning, I've tried sit, I've tried stay, I've tried down, which is where she lays down for hours on end. I've tried everything, and I'm at a complete and total loss. She peed on the floor as well.
You want to hear something really awesome?
Yeah, what's awesome?
So to my right, I have Big Sin. I taught Big Sin, Sinatra, how to sit and how to shake. A cat.
The cat can shake, huh?
Yes, she can. Right now, she looks so pretty just perched up right here. She's so cute.
Whenever you finally invite the trivia host over to your house, that's a good party trick.
Hey, you want to see something?
How did trivia go Wednesday for you, by the way?
We came in 4th place with a score of 69. Nice.
Wow.
I know, but they only award the top 3, so we were the first loser.
4th is better than last week. You guys kind of bottomed out last week.
Yeah, but if you ain't first, you're last, okay? That's just the mantra that I subscribe to. And it was fun. I brought the digital camera, so I got some good pictures.
Are you saying Drake May is last?
Sorry, Drake May.
Yeah, you are, aren't you? Didn't see that
Sorry.
coming, did you?
If you ain't first, you're last.
Yeah. The MVP race is over. I told you. Matthew Stafford was the guy. And guess what? Matthew Stafford was the guy. This is the Drake Toll Show, Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Stafford wins NFL MVP in the closest vote since 2003. In literally the closest vote you could conjure up. 24 of 50 first-place votes for Stafford. Did not get half the votes for MVP. Why? Because Drake May got a large chunk of them. 23 to be exact. We almost let Drake May be the MVP of the National Football League. We were a couple votes away. If one of the Stafford voters had decided to vote for Drake May, he would be the most valuable player. The closest since that Peyton Manning-Steve McNair co-winner year of 2003. But in his 17th year in the National Football League, Stafford is the oldest player to accept the MVP trophy. Yeah. That's awesome, man. Stafford's speech, having his daughters there, accepting the award, like seeing the moment where 37-year-old Matthew Stafford is your MVP, just felt something different. Before I give you his Hall of Fame speech, which was only a couple of minutes, but moving no less, I hope you know the right thing happened here. If you want to go by the strength of schedule thing, which isn't always my favorite, but if it's something that you want to go by, it's going to err toward Matthew Stafford. The committee probably weighed this, and according to DVOA, Stafford faced the third hardest schedule of defenses in the league. Drake May had the easiest strength of schedule against defenses in the league, and Stafford's production, given who he was playing, meant that he was MVP caliber. Now, I'm not going to say if Drake May had better stats or on-par stats that Drake May should not be MVP because the schedule's easy. I'm not but his schedule was so... Nope. Any given Sunday, you play the games in front of you. Drake May should not lose the MVP because of his strength of schedule. But Matthew Stafford can win the MVP because of strength of schedule. We should not dock you points for this, but we can certainly give you bonus points when you realize this guy played one of the toughest gauntlets you could have drawn up in the National Football League when you're playing, in Matthew Stafford's case, the Rams twice, the Niners twice. That's going to be brutal. It's a brutal division. But outside of that, statistically, like if Drake May had played Matthew Stafford's schedule and also had 46 touchdowns, or played his own schedule and had 50 touchdowns, these are different stories. But Drake May didn't. He had 31. Stafford had 15 more touchdown passes than Drake May. This is a points on the board league. That is going to define your value. The more points you put on the board, the more value you have. At least it's what it should be. It shouldn't be the whole, Josh Allen's the MVP because he beat Lamar Jackson. That's not how that should work. That's not how it should be. This is a category of most valuable player in a league, and that's often a quarterback and stats category. Stafford had 3 touchdowns per game, and he outweighed May's total yardage. And set a league record, by the way, throwing 28 consecutive touchdowns without an interception. That's MVP caliber stuff. That's MVP caliber stuff. Not only that, the Rams, you're like, yeah, man, really good offensive line, huh? No. 25th in pass blocking per PFF. 25th. Yet Stafford was only sacked 22 times this season. He was elusive. But Drake May played behind the 6th-ranked offensive line. And while I like Drake May's ability to scramble, he took 47 sacks. So wait a second. Matthew Stafford has an O-line that's not great at pass blocking, but was only sacked 22 times all year. Drake May had the 6th best offensive line in pass blocking in the country and was sacked 47 times. It's 25 sack disparity. Stafford can process quickly, gets the ball out fast, and is more elusive than you may think. Might not be with his legs, but his ability to avoid contact as a savvy quarterback. Also led the league in passing yards, first downs, and he was the engine of the number 1 scoring offense in the National Football League and maintained a pretty damn good touchdown to interception ratio. Only threw 8 interceptions, which is a 1.2% interception rate. May also only had 8 picks, I should say. But Stafford, far more tight window, deep field attempts per the analytics. Here's what Matthew Stafford had to say when he was rightfully crowned MVP of the NFL.
I just want to start saying thank you. I'm so humbled to be here tonight in front of so many great people, great players, coaches that make this league so special. Just to be in the same breath as you guys is an amazing feeling for me. I want to start from the beginning, kind of for me, my mom, my dad, my sister, the support you guys showed me growing up, taking me to the park, the endless hours and time that you spent helping me chase my dream means the world to me. It's the reason I'm standing here today. To the Rams organization, Mr. Kroenke, Josh, everybody, giving me the opportunity to play for an unbelievable organization. It's an amazing feeling, and I appreciate that. Les, Kevin, Tony, all you guys, always getting a team together for me and our team to go out there and compete and play at a high level is something we don't take for granted in this league. Sean, a great friend of mine and the best damn leader of men I've ever been around. I am blessed to play for you and work with you, man. It is an unbelievable partnership and something I'm so proud to be a part of. To the guys in the locker room, a lot of people have said it, but truly mean it for me. I mean, my name's going to be on this trophy, but there's so many guys, a lot of you here today, and I appreciate the heck out of you for being here. Your name should be on there too with me, and I really appreciate that. This team was really special. It didn't end the way we wanted it to, but man, I'll never forget it. And you guys mean the world to me. And to my favorite people in the whole world, starting with my wife over there. It's going to be hard for me. Kelly, you're unbelievable what you do for our family, the way you support me, the way you support these kids. Shoot, they got guys in the audience tonight know how she supports everybody that's involved in my life, and she's my rock. I want to let you know the sacrifices. I see you. I love you. I appreciate you very much. And to my 4 beautiful daughters who I'm lucky enough to be sharing the stage with. Give it up for them, huh? Chandler, Sawyer, Hunter, Tyler. I'm so happy to be able to teach the blessings and the lessons of this game to you guys, through you guys. You're unbelievable cheerleaders for me. I appreciate it. I am so happy to have you at the games on the sideline with me, and I can't wait for you to cheer me on next year when we're out there kicking ass. And so I'll see you guys next year. Hopefully I'm not at this event, and we're getting ready for another game in SoFi. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much.
That is Matthew Stafford on winning the MVP of the National Football League. And Stafford coming back to the Rams, baby. Can't wait to be back. He's 37, and Tom Brady retired at 48, or whatever it was. We could still see Matthew Stafford at a very high level in this league for 4 or 5 years. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is pushing that territory right now. We're not seeing him at that high of a level. But Matthew Stafford's got it going on. Addie Bates, producer of the Drake Toll Show. What if I told you Matthew Stafford and Clayton Kershaw went to high school together?
I did know that.
What? How?
Because I'm from Texas.
You should know that if you've ever listened to Chris Collinsworth on Sunday Night Football.
Funny you say that because we have a running joke on that when we do Sunday Night Football over here at Westwood One. Every time we have to say it.
About that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Gets me every time. It's the old beat the dead horse. That's their favorite. Collinsworth says it like he's surprised every time, too.
Everybody has their on-air crutch. Everybody's got it. That one, their fun fact.
It's a deep track, man. It's a deep track fun fact that Matthew Stafford and Clayton Kershaw went to high school together at, do you know the high school? Can you do it?
Oh, did they go to Mansfield?
No, the mascot's the Scots. Does that help you at all?
I want to say like Scottsdale.
Highland Park. A couple Highland Park products. Yeah,
They're
a couple
rich.
Highland Park guys. Yeah, Highland Park's got some money. You know how it be. You know how they roll out there.
They're from Dallas, too. That's unfortunate.
Here's how we roll in here. Our biggest losers of the day. The power plant, the 49ers power plant, the Big Ten, an NBA player playing college basketball, and Shams. Yeah, that's where we're going next. Ethos Life, the easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes. Up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam. Just a few health questions. Get your free quote at checkethos.com. Not available in all states. Checkethos.com. This is the Drake Toll Show.
Now one of these days I'll wake up tired of the life I'm living and feel inspired to get off my ass and be on my way. One of these days I'll wake up steady and ready to go like Richard Petty. I'm gonna wake up and change my ways. One of these days, one of these days, I'm gonna find me a better way to live my life and carry on without the strife. I know it won't come easy, but believe me when I say I'm gonna wake up and change my ways one of these days. One of these days I'm coming up to it, gonna put my foot right down and do it. It's about damn time. It's about damn time. I made a change. One of these days I'm bound for glory, and that's the moral of this whole story. I'm gonna wake up and change my ways. One of these days. One of these days, I'm gonna find me a better way to live my life and carry on without the strife. I know it won't come easy, but believe me when I say I'm gonna wake up and change my ways. One of these days. One of these days, I'm gonna find me a better way to live my life and carry on without the strife. I know it won't come easy, but believe me when I say I'm gonna wake up and change my ways. One of these days, I'm gonna wake up and change my ways. One of these days.
Take a step back, take a look at your life, hug your children, kiss your wife, know your neighbor, leave the keys in your truck, do yourself a favor, try your luck. Take a step back, take a step back, take a step back, take a step back. Everybody stop where you're at, take a step back. Take a step back to the way it was when people were crazy. Love was enough. A little more old soul, a little more lay low. Give me just a little more of your heart. I said ready, set, start. Take a step back, take a step back, take a step back, take a step back. Everybody stop where you're at. Take a step back. No more tomorrows, no more today got away from it. Come on, bring it on home. 1, 2, 3, take a step back. Take a step back. Take a step back. Take a step back. Everybody stop where you're at. Take a step back. You know it. Take a step back. Take a step back. Take a step back. Take a step back. Everybody stop where you're at. Take a step back. 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 Everybody stop where you're at. Take a step back. Everybody stop where you're at. Take a step back. Everybody stop. Yes, sir. Take a step back.
It is the Drake Toll Show. 6 42 and 4 seconds on the East Coast. I'm Drake Toll from America's #1 Westwood One morning show, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern Time, which is 3 to 6 on the West Coast. It is the Drake Toll Show, Westwood One Sports app. Addie.
Drake.
I found a link yesterday. It made its rounds in my college group chat. Everybody's got a group chat from college. It's still active, right?
What's yours titled?
Valparaiso?
What's yours named? Yeah.
Yes? No?
Yes.
Maybe?
Yes.
All right. Surely you're saying something.
That's okay.
One can only hope it's good. Good to see you. Hope you have a solid day. Curtis, do you have a group chat from college?
I have one with my buddies, but I can't reveal the name on air if we get in trouble.
I can hear Curtis, which that part's good. Someone sent a link in our group chat yesterday. There is a website, justice.gov/Epstein, where you can search any name or word and see how many times it comes up in the files. So just, dexterity purposes, I searched Drake Toll of the Drake Toll Show. 0 times. 0 times. Marked clean. And just to take it a step further, I typed in Addie Bates, producer of the Drake Toll Show. Nothing in there. Comes up clean. And Curtis, I even threw your name in the search engine. Curtis Poindexter. And guess what, Big Kurt? You're free. You're exonerated.
I was really worried.
You're released. So worried. You're released. Well, good morning anyway, Addie. Good to see you. All right, great. Cat has her tongue. Big Sinatra, her favorite cat. It is come to that point in the show. Oh, by the way, if you missed it last night, and you may have missed it, Matthew Stafford is the MVP. AP's most valuable player in the NFL. AP Coach of the Year, Mike Vrabel of the New England Patriots. What a turnaround. Comeback Player of the Year, Christian McCaffrey. AP Offensive Player of the Year. Move over. And make room for Jackson Smith-Njigba. Seahawks wide receiver that you'll see in the Super Bowl, who's the AP Offensive Player of the Year, no Puka Nacua. Though it seemed with a few weeks left in the season, it was probably Puka's award to lose. No, sir. JSN it is. Defensive Player of the Year, Myles Garrett. That makes a lot of sense. Broke the sack record this year. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Tet McMillan, although he just had to apologize for some things. Carson Schweschinger is the AP Defensive Rookie of the Year from the Browns. And the Next Gen Stats Moment of the Year, powered by AWS. Caleb Williams, game-winning Hail Mary to DJ Moore against the Packers. And then Walter Payton, NFL Man of the Year, Bobby Wagner. Yeah, there you go. There were also a lot of awards I had never heard of. Protector of the Year, FedEx Air and Ground Players of the Year, Salute to Service Award, Art Rooney Sportsmanship Award, Deacon Jones, Sacks Leader, the AP Assistant Coach of the Year, so many things I've just never been familiar with.
Drake Toll.
Yes.
What was the name of your, that's what I was asking, what was the name of your college group chat? What is it?
Oh, Poached Dice Alliance.
Wow.
Yep. Which is just that's an inside. So where I went to college at the boys' school, we all had homes that we lived together, right? And the homes each had names because you wouldn't just be like, oh, you going to Colton's house? No, you'd say you're going to Poach. Mm-hmm. You going to Dice. You going to Arcade. They all had names. And the closest, we were really close to the house next to us. We were Dice. They were Poach. So we're just the PDA. Poached Dice Alliance is PDA.
Oh, I love that. Yeah,
so we're the Poached Dice Alliance.
Okay.
Is that okay? Do I get to stay on the show?
Yeah, I was wondering because sometimes they can get a little crazy. The group chat names can get a little crazy. Like ours was crazy for a while, but now it's very mild.
Yeah, I've got a couple. I've got a couple that are a bit more touchy. Oh. I think one of them's Emily in Paris.
Oh.
Emily was in Paris. Who was in Paris? Emily.
Why is it called Emily in Paris?
Because she was in Paris.
Golly.
That's all you need to know.
We had one, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this.
Probably not.
Okay. You know what? We'll skip it.
No. At least allude to it. Now you have to.
So there's a member of U2, and his nickname is The Edge. Okay. So his nickname is The Edge. And if you put an ing, and then we would change it for every holiday that was coming up. So blanking for, Valentine's Day, St. Patty's Day.
Okay. Edging
Veterans
for
Day.
Christmas. That's what it is.
And when I was in college, that was the name of it. If you can't tell, it's a group chat. It's all radio guys. And now it's just something like, it's an inside joke. It's called Dr. Keeb and the Gang. So it's like that's very mild.
Oh, you changed the name of the group chat? That's so illegal. You can't do that. Ours will always be called that same name.
The thing is that it was on Snapchat. Like, none of us use Snapchat anymore because we're all in our 20s.
That's so stupid. It's good that you don't use it anymore. That part's good. Thank you for admitting that you. Yeah. You know what? Fine. Biggest loser of the day. College Addie Bates for having a Snapchat group chat with all of her media friends.
Yes.
Loser number 1.
Loser number 2, Drake Toll, Snapchat user.
No.
At 25.
Dependent, but yes, occasionally. The selfie camera's better.
That I will agree with. Okay, that I will agree with. I will say that. It's still on my phone. I just don't use it. But it has all my memories and stuff like that, so that's the reason why I refuse to get rid of it. Is it ever in use? No.
Biggest loser number 2. Fanatics had Seahawks star quarterback Sam Darnold wear a fan game jersey for his media session yesterday. It's possibly the ugliest jersey of all time. There are 7 patches on it. It looks like it is made out of cloth, like really thin cloth. Fanatics must be stopped. Biggest loser of the day every day is Fanatics. Second biggest loser of the day, the 49ers for their injury power plant. Kendrick Bourne was on You Better You Bet yesterday on Westwood One Sports to give us a bit more.
What the hell's going on with all the injuries that the Niners have every year?
Power plant.
No, okay. So here's what I think. I just have to say this. Are you? Because if you're being serious, people are going to carry that everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about it.
It's weird. It's weird.
For people that don't know, there's an electrical substation by the facility that some people think is leading to some of these injuries. Do you buy that?
I kind of buy it. I'm a conspiracy theorist, so I don't know, bro. Our grass is brown on that side, and the soccer field on the other side is green. So that kind of trips me out a little bit, but I don't know, bro. It's so much research they probably have to do, but whatever we can do to help prevent injuries, we got to look into. So John said he's going to do it, and I think he will. So it's just crazy that that's even a thing, but that thing is a crazy, I was looking at it one time at practice, and I just was randomly kind of getting dozed off. I'm like, that thing is huge, bro. It's carrying real power. So I don't know if they can crank it more, crank it less, but that thing is serious. So I don't know.
Do the players on the team agree with you and think this is actually a thing?
Everybody's different. Some people don't care. Some people talk about it. Some people talk about it more than others. But I'm just one of those trolls that man, nah, bro, something ain't right. But it's just weird because you have the most injuries, so I don't know.
Every year.
So it's just tough, man. So I'll be feeling bad for Kyle. Even watching when I wasn't there, when I left to New England, watching guys go down and certain injuries, man, that sucks. So, but like you said, if we get everybody together, they figure out the power plant, hey, we got a shot at anything we want to get to.
Said certain days he would look at the power plant and doze off. I don't really know what that means. But okay, Kendrick Bourne. Biggest loser of the day, the 49ers.
There were a lot of bonks in there, too.
Yeah, there were.
Yeah, that was a lot going on there.
Said big, full of energy. I was like, jeez.
A lot going on there.
I'd also like to point out that he came on the Jim Rowe show. Whoa. And said
Jim
that...
Jim Rowe.
Jim Rowe show. I think the fact
Why would I be talking about Baylor?
Exactly. And he said that there were are there any conspiracy theories that you believe? And he's like, that the earth is flat. So let's take what he says with a grain of salt.
Grain of salt for Kendrick Bourne. Shams, Sharania told you that Giannis wants out. He wants to leave. He doesn't want to be there anymore. And as of today, Giannis is not traded. Here's what Shams had to say on ESPN when Giannis was still a Buck yesterday.
Milwaukee Bucks have started to indicate to teams that they are keeping
Giannis Antetokounmpo through the trade deadline, through the remainder of the season. And my understanding is Giannis has communicated to the Bucks for months now that he believes the time is now for these sides to part ways, and that essentially led and forced the Bucks to at least listen to calls, listen to aggressive trade pursuits, and exchange concepts with teams. These sides engaged, but they never progressed to even close on a deal over the last few days. And now they're pushing this to the second half of the season, to the offseason. The Bucks have the rest of the season now with Giannis. But teams involved believe that the Bucks might truly feel that they can potentially build a contender around Giannis this summer and get him back on board to being there this summer. And so that is the one thing to keep an eye on here. The Bucks genuinely believe that they can try to build a contender around Giannis in the offseason once again. So now, in October 1, that's an interesting period to monitor. He's extension eligible.
All right.
Weird that he just kind of stumbled through the whole thing. Like the full minute of he wanted to leave. I promise he told me he wanted to leave. I know I've reported a million times he wanted to leave. He's going to leave. But the Bucks didn't trade him. And then if you ask Giannis would tell you, I'm a Buck for life. I want to be a Buck. I love the Bucks. I'm staying with the Bucks. Keep it a buck.
Keep it a buck.
Keep it a buck.
We ass.
Giannis said, legends don't chase.
We keeping a buck right now, we ass.
And Giannis is staying put in Milwaukee, and everything he said publicly is that he just always wanted to. Now, to the point of Miles Brown, Giannis could have posted weeks ago that he wanted to stay a Buck. Instead, it just kind of had this dramatic period where he was the star of the show and center of attention, which is kind of what athletes do. And in the end, Shams, oops, sorry. The thing you told us would happen, not happening. And the last biggest loser of the day, Fanatics again. U.S. Customs and Border Protection seized 78 million counterfeit items from both NFL and both NFL officials and federal authorities are expecting more from fake merchandise for Super Bowl 60. Today in Sports says, did they also seize the Fanatics stuff? Might as well at this point. Addie Bates produces. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Coming up are obituaries who died today. This is the Drake Toll Show.
far I have traveled, and much I have seen. The darkest of mountains with valleys of green, and vast painted deserts with sunsets on fire as they carry me home to the Mull of Kintyre. Mull of Kintyre, oh, mist rolling in from the sea. My desire is always to be here, oh, Mull of Kintyre.
You feel that? Let that fill your soul. Yeah, you can feel that. It's the Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports. The Westwood One Sports app. Curtis Poindexter runs the board in Culver City, California. Addie Bates produces in Washington, D.C. Curtis, that's such a California song.
Is it? What makes it a California? What makes such song a California song?
Addie, do you know?
I mean, Lindsey Buckingham is from California.
Yeah, that's part of it. What's the bigger part?
Why is it such a...
The deep track. It is the USC marching band.
Oh, okay. I mean, I wouldn't know that.
Yeah, that's the horns is the USC marching band. The whole video's filmed in California. It's pretty awesome.
I'm actually shocked. I'm sorry. I'm going to say I'm shocked that you know that song. I'm actually kind of...
You're shocked to know Tusk?
Yeah.
Dog. 80s, 90s, I'm in there like swimwear.
Wow. I mean, it's a deep... I wouldn't say that's like a popular song by Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah, deep tracks only.
Also, I'm pretty sure it's 70s. Which is
there's a very good
more,
chance it's 70s.
Very,
yeah, no
even
doubt.
more impressive.
Here in the Drake Toll Show, we are fully committed to not only showing you new music and music that we love and like, because this is a variety show that's centered around sports, but also giving you some of the great controversies of our time. It's time for the obituary. Who died today? I think the first thing that should die today is religious hate or hate of any kind at college basketball games. It's a bit confusing. What could he be talking about here? This comes from BYU and Oklahoma State playing a basketball game on Wednesday where the student section allegedly erupted in an F the Mormons chant. Screw the Mormons is what they were trying to say, which, by the way, Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is the correct label they were looking for here, which if they had taken the time, that is the student section, to say screw the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and it somehow made that into a chant, boy, that would have been nuts. But instead it was F the Mormons that rang out on Wednesday. Here's what BYU coach Kevin Young had to say about religious hate in college basketball.
Milwaukee Bucks have started to indicate...
Close. He did begin his press conference speaking about Giannis and the Bucks, but quickly, Kevin Young, Curtis, the BYU basketball coach, transferred over to speaking about Mormonism.
That's good stuff.
Somewhere in there, in the ether.
He actually didn't say anything.
He was silent in protest.
Yes.
It's good.
Had his hand up in the air.
There have been rumors, and I'll give this context before we hear from Kevin Young, the BYU coach. There have been rumors the student section was actually chanting, "Refs a Mormon." Not F the Mormons, refs a Mormon.
Is that any better?
Nah, it's better for sure. Because, like, look, if you said F the Catholics or those who practice Judaism or the Baptists, the Lutherans, the Christians, which is what Mormons, LDS members are, by the way, if you chanted that, you would certainly be kicked out of the game and expelled into the ether, fired into the sun. But in this moment, for Oklahoma State, where it sounds pretty clear to me on the broadcast on ESPN, they're chanting F the Mormons, the F word to the Mormons. Refs the Mormons better. I just don't think you can't really cover your tracks with that. Like, you can't say, hey, I'm going to kill you. And so it's like, oh, that's a threat. You're threatening my life. Like, no, I said I've got a pill for you. Like, no, you said you're going to kill me. That's what this cover-up feels like. Here's what Kevin Young had to say after the game, the head coach of BYU basketball.
I'm going to do it. Just there was some F the Mormons chants tonight by the student section that I heard. And, you know, it's a great win for Oklahoma State University. Their fans should be proud. But it would be great if you know, some class was warranted, you know, in there as well. You know, I got 4 small kids at home. You know, I'm a Mormon. When I go home, they're going to ask me about it. Same way they asked me about it last year at Arizona. There's just too much hate in the world to be saying stuff like that. We got enough problems in our world without going at people's religion and beliefs and, like, whether it's in vogue or not. And we don't even have our whole teams. We only have probably 4 or 5 guys who are even Mormon on the team. I understand what we represent, but even for a guy like AJ, you know, like, that stuff is unwarranted. And like I said, man, like, you know, I try to talk to our guys about being examples in the world. Like, we can use basketball to really just bring people together and not tear people apart. It's something we talk about a lot. And it's just disappointing. So I hope someone prints that. I hope it's in bold on someone's publication, and just try to maybe together as a society we can just help the world kind of move forward and not divide each other and with hate and things that's really nonsensical. Thank you.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, I think it should be fairly objective. If you go to a college basketball game or a college football game, you should not have to deal with feeling like your faith, your beliefs are totally attacked. Like, look, if somebody says F BYU, screw BYU, which I think is an honor code violation in their honor code, screw Florida, like, yeah, we're good. You can do that for sure. You can chant obscenities. I'm not trying to stop you 20-year-olds from doing that. But if you said F the Catholics against Notre Dame, that's a massive national story. So-and-so university student section rings out with F the Catholics during Notre Dame game. Like, that one's going to be on national television. There's going to be a fine from whatever conference it is, from the NCAA. They're going to punish that school. But it doesn't happen for BYU. It's something that's always, like, it's always been a big question mark for me. Is why do we treat it that differently? Why do we treat it like it's something we can just sweep under the rug? Doesn't have to be addressed. I mean, you just heard from their head coach, one of the top assistants, if not the top assistant in the NBA, who decided to go to the college ranks and coach at BYU, who said, I practice this faith, and at this game, the student section yelled F the faith, F me for being a part of the faith. I don't think I like that very much. And my 4 kids are going to ask me about that. And I don't want to look at my 4 kids and say, yeah, that student section hates what we believe.
He also referred to himself as a Mormon. Got to point that out.
He did.
Got to point that out.
It's one of those, I asked that question when I was in Utah a couple weeks ago. And it's one of those situations of, if you are a practicing member, it's just, at that point, you're like, you know what? Yeah. Let's just, whatever. Short, slang, we're Mormon. But then if, you know, from the outside, I think that's there are so many ignorant connotations that come with the word. They've leaned into LDS, Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Mouthful, no doubt. But it's more indicative of what they believe. I think the big piece in there, again, I'll kind of go back to that. It's like if he said F the Christians at the basketball game, they would punt all of the kids in the student section, expel them forever. I think the, quote, Mormons are much more leaning into the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints because it emphasizes, hey, we're Christian too. And some people just are like, oh, yeah, those crazy folks who don't drink caffeine. They're like, no, we love Diet Coke. So it's all about branding, helping people understand what you believe. And I don't think that you should be attacked for what you believe when you go to a football or basketball game. So dead today would be hate. Yeah. They should do what the NFL does and like put the spread love stickers on, the end hate.
They'll get fined.
Yep, that's right. That's right. Actually, I think they do spread love on the back of the helmets.
Ended racism, though.
End racism. There's no more racism thanks to the NFL. Hats off to Roger Goodell. He is solely responsible for ending racism. And end hate. We should do that for the college game. Maybe that would work. Those are the obituaries today. My singular obituary. Time for the quickie. Top 5 headlines in all of sports. Addie Bates reads them. I react in 1 minute or less. Addie, are you ready?
Yes, and fair warning. Here's your warning. We already talked about... Yeah, we already talked about Hall of Fame. We talked about MVP, so I'm not going to touch on that, okay? And yes, they are. Here's your first headline. Browns' Myles Garrett wins Defensive Player of the Year at NFL Honors.
I mean, yeah, dog. He had the most sacks in the world ever. He sacked me this year. There were that many times that he was just sacking people. I'm in, man. Who else would it have been? It was a close race between him and also him. Cooper DeJean was in there. I had Cooper DeJean in the category. Max Crosby was also on my list for possible Defensive Players of the Year this year. Thought T.J. Watt should have been in consideration for sure. Christian McCaffrey, throw him in that list of names. Congrats to Myles Garrett. Big time win.
Jets defensive tackle Phillips says Coach Glenn inherited a cancerous group.
How much? What does a minute of silence get me here? What do I get?
Nothing. We might just flag. We might flag.
Phone call from our bosses.
Yes. Fired is what it gets me. Fired. Sure, if we want to give excuses to Aaron Glenn, it's the Jets. Obviously, the Jets suck. No power of Aaron Glenn was probably going to fix that. But I don't think we can mask any longer that Aaron Glenn might just not be a very good coach in the National Football League. So, yes, understatement of the century. Coach takes over Jets and situation is bad. Yeah, it's correct, but it's kind of what you signed up for, and I don't pity you for making all of the money you're making that I wish I was making. It's a minute.
Nico Harrison is sitting somewhere super happy right now because his fat ex-player, Lakers' Luka Doncic, exits the first half versus the 76ers. MRI set on hamstring.
Wow, what a 24 hours for Mavericks fans. You lose Anthony Davis, who you considered a terrorist because he didn't play. He's got the Darren Peterson syndrome. It's the money ball. He's a generational talent at basketball. The only problem is he doesn't like playing basketball. That's Anthony Davis, who you shipped off. And now Luka's not playing for the Lakers. Luka's hurt, huh? I don't know, man. It's just never going to be. I don't think there will come a date and time, and I brought this up the other day, where there are children who are 9 years old, 10 years old, 11 years old, who watch LeBron because he's such a good Laker. Like, to them, he's a lifetime Laker. Luka will always be a Dallas Maverick. This is my takeaway from him being hurt, by the way. He'll always be a Dallas Maverick. And Nico Harrison can suck it.
Oh. Whoa. All right.
Ew.
The words of Drake Toll do not reflect the viewpoints of the entire channel. All right, here's your next headline. Multiple fights erupt in Battle of Florida as Lightning get the win over the Panthers.
Yeah. 2 Two good teams, man. Lightning Panthers. There's been fun matchups to watch the last couple of years. Since the Panthers really came on the scene, the Lightning have been there. And the Lightning, man, the Lightning, dog, like they are the ones who knock. The night cometh, and the Lightning are leading the way. This is hockey, and contrary to my rambling here, I really do like hockey. I'm going tonight to the Savannah Ghost Pirates game. Club seats, 2 free beers. 2 free beers with my club seats. I've asked somebody else to drive so that I may have drinkies.
For your 2 free beers.
My 2 free beers, my Heinekens. Like, that's the only beer they have on draft, I think, is Heineken.
Gross.
So I'm stuck a little bit. Maybe I'll get a cider. I haven't been drinking beer recently. I've stopped drinking beer. When I first got hired,
Lights?
No, I'm not. I have Miller Lights in here in my fridge that I've had in my fridge since December 27th. I remember the date. Not that I had like a problem and needed to.
I know. I was saying, do you want your chip? Do you want like your 30-day chip?
Oops, that sounded a lot worse than it needed. But yeah, I'm drinking at all time like record low of beers right now.
What shots?
I don't even take shots from the front or the back.
Shots from the front and the back, whatever it is.
I don't. I hate liquor for the most part. Liquor, I hardly know her.
Oh God.
I don't love liquor, and don't ask me on a straight tequila night because I become a different person.
I love tequila.
Orale.
Yeah, I did have a pitcher of margaritas a couple of nights ago, but whatever.
I like force my friends when we do shots. I'm like, no, you're taking tequila. You're shooting tequila. Come on now.
Gross.
Oh, I love it.
Mouth. It's 7:15 in the morning.
And
what's the last headline?
Okay, fine, whatever. Cleveland Guardians Emmanuel Clase allegedly rigged pitches in 48 games, document says.
It's pretty awesome. I love the betting thing that we have now. Everything that happens has got to be betting. Dude, I'd do it. 1-2 count. Buddy's like, hey, I'll give you $50,000 to throw a ball here. Yeah, I'm in. All right,
he only made like $10,000 off of it.
Idiot.
I know, and he has like a $20 million contract.
Idiot. Yeah, sometimes it's just the thrill of life, hoping you can get away with things. You see that Trump wants to rename Penn Station and Dulles Airport?
Dulles to what?
To Trump Airport.
We already have Reagan. The other one is Reagan.
Yeah, Reagan and Trump. That'd be nuts. And he did the Kennedy Center. Dude just be naming stuff, man. Sometimes dude just be naming things.
Golly.
Those are the headlines. Even threw in a pop culture headline there. Renaming our airports and our theaters and things. Coming up, sponsored by Progressive Commercial Insurance, protecting your business vehicles 24/7. See if you can save at Progressive.com, ProgressiveCommercial.com, ProgressiveCommercial.com. Let's transform college sports. Let's change it. Let's go back. Let's be better. We have to be better. This is the Drake Toll Show.
Dear friend, if you want to feel better, don't let the devil make you toss this letter. If you've been crossed up by voodoo, the wizard or the lizard, you got family trouble, man trouble, woman trouble, no life through the rubber. You're looking for a true friend or a true lover, or if you've been living undercover. Well, I'm coming to your town to break it all down and help you with all of this. I'm looking to help you find bliss. One day, one way, can't miss. I'm here to tear all the walls down. Doesn't matter if it's a large town or a small town. Just like Joshua and the fabled walls of Jericho, I'm here to tear down the institution. God spoke to me, said, listen to me. I anoint you with the power that'll get them all moving. You're agitated, you're prayed and meditated, you're concentrated on getting elevated. By sundown, one day, you who come will be blessed with a big money blessing. You will be doubted by all the unbelievers on all of the things I'm addressing. But you must tell 7 friends. You must first bring 7 friends. And don't be selfish and keep this all to yourself and don't eat shellfish. Hate is trying to take someone else's love for yourself. But I'm here to tell you that love is trying to help someone else. I realize that you have tried and tried and are just about ready to give up. But I got good news for you. God has spoken to my mind and told me to tell you to get moving in the right direction for a change. I'm gonna put you in the fast lane. You need to see me right away so I can fix this up. You need to see me right away. You need to see me right away so I can fix this up. You need to see me right about now. God 7, open up the windows of heaven and pour out a rich and mighty blessing. Not on this town or her town, but your town. Are you ready for the message? I have a special financial blessing that once I have placed in your hand. Yeah, I want you to begin using this blessing on the very first day that you can. And if you are suffering a straight sickness, or someone is blocking up all of your success, you need to see me right away so I can fix this up. Sounds sincerely yours in faith, love, and peace, your friend Archbishop Harold Holmes.
I got a sweet little baddie and she's rolling in the caddy with me. I got a sweet little baddie and she's rolling in the caddy with me. I got a whole lot of product for my
Touch yourself. Touch yourself. Touch yourself. Hey, let's go. It's the Drake Toll Show. Curtis Poindexter, Hattie Bates. It's just
Banger.
that very first, oh, it gets me every time. I just cannot
Banger.
believe we put that in a song. But we did. In case you're wondering, your favorite Olympic athletes are probably injecting themselves to enlarge their...
Touch yourself.
FCC-wise, it's a tough one to get around, to enlarge their...
I don't like this.
I'm trying to be careful. Per the New York Times and The Athletic, reports have surfaced before Winter Olympics that alleged ski jumpers are injecting their male phallic members.
Okay. Nope.
With hyaluronic acid to fly further. The World Anti-Doping Agency has vowed to investigate. Addie, you said earlier you are the expert on the topic. Could you please give us more on this phallic farce that's allowing Olympians to ski further?
I think you confuse me for Curtis.
Ah, Curtis. Can you give us more on the Olympic crotch gate?
Oh, man, I don't know anything about skiing. I just know about you're not supposed to pizza when you're supposed to French fry.
Yeah, there you go. That's Curtis's take on the New York Times report that has surfaced about...
They'll do anything for their team, okay?
I don't
take, a shot in the front, the back, whatever it is.
It's a hard headline to read in this world when they're injecting their male parts. That's it. Male parts is probably because remember we did if my aunt had male parts, she'd be my uncle. So what happens is athletes will enlarge the size of their male parts when their suits are fitted, so that the excess material in their suit can create a sail-like effect. Suits must be no more than 4 centimeters larger than the surface area of their body. So for every 2 centimeter increase in suit size circumference, your lift is increased by 5%, which is equivalent to 5.8 meters of jump length. So if you can grow if you can inject yourself to make your male parts larger, which is what's happening with these Olympians, crazy but true, you can jump 18 meters further in these events. Did I do a good job?
Curtis, can I get a breaking news thing really quickly?
Oh.
All right, this just in. I'm not a guy. Wouldn't that, I feel like that, a needle, does that not make your skin crawl out?
It would hurt, yes. But for 18 more feet of airtime, 18 more feet of distance, I'm in. I'm good.
It is such a dude move.
It's a dude move to enlarge your part.
Why can't you just wear like a cup when you're getting fitted?
I think the fitting people would know that. But they wouldn't be able to be like, hey, your thing is too big. We can't let you ski.
Well, Bulgegate?
Bulgegate is good. We're trying to find doctors and scientists, dentists are trying to find a name for this as we speak. It has not gone well so far, but it's definitely the weirdest headline that I got in the last 24 hours. It's a very real headline as well. In the meantime, the Drake Toll Show. Addie Bates produces. Curtis Poindexter runs the board.
Oh, yeah, we have a show.
Bad things happening in college football. Bad, weird, bad things.
They're injecting
Mr. Beast,
themselves.
Jimmy the Beast. They are actually keeping their members the normal size. Mr. Beast, Jimmy, per JPA, is teasing a potential video where he spends $100 million to help turn ECU, East Carolina football, into a national championship team. Would honestly be such a cool concept. I imagine many people would be interested in watching. Of course, I would watch every episode. If you gave $100 million, that roster would be the best in college football by $50 million and completely transform ECU into having the best roster in the sport. And if that was the case, ECU could certainly contend for a national championship. All of this is coming off the heels of Houston basketball coach Kelvin Sampson telling the media, my school's broke.
You're outside the program. You can think what you want. You don't know unless you're inside the program. But I never thought Mercy would leave. But I'm around him every day, though, so I have an advantage. And I recruit him and I coach him. But it was a big deal that he came back. It was a big deal for Chase, that Chase came back. Ramon came back. Sid came back. Jacob came back. All our guys come back. And that helps us. Now, we participate in the NIL just like everybody else. We know what our kids' market value is. I mean, trust me, they're not starving here. They're getting exactly what the market is for them. But, we have a very poor athletic department. We're poor. We're poor when I got here, and we're still poor. We probably have the lowest budget of anybody in Power 4, and the way our recruiting is going, we have to stop at some point because we don't have enough money to keep bringing in really good players.
You hear that? How many times have you ever heard a college coach, NFL coach say, I'm poor. We're broke. Kelvin Sampson has a top 10 team in college basketball. 79-55 victory over UCF, who will be a 7 seed, a 6 seed in the NCAA tournament. Houston routed them by 24 points. And Kelvin Sampson said, we have a very poor athletic department. We're poor. Now, he was told by the administration, I cannot guarantee he was told by the administration that he had to walk that back. But pretty sure that yesterday when he walked that back and said, hey, by the way, we're not poor. Sorry, didn't mean to say that. Probably came from the powers that be saying, Kelvin, go out there and tell them we're not broke. But they are. He said we probably have the lowest budget of anybody in the Power 4, yet they're still winning. But how can they be expected to win? How can a great basketball coach like Kelvin Sampson be expected to win? Houston, 56th in Division I with athletics revenue of $78 million. That's nearly a third of Texas athletic budget from 2024. Oof. Well over $300 million. Houston did not respond when ESPN called for comment, but their AD, Eddie Nunez, said there needs to be a call to action to raise additional revenue for NIL opportunities. So Sampson's saying we have the NIL, but overall we're sinking in an age where college football has never been more expensive. In the meantime, over at East Carolina, a smaller school than Houston, less prestige than Houston, there is a billionaire who said, you know what if I give $100 million to ECU for a year just to win a national championship because I want to? And he can, and there's nothing really stopping him. UTSA's head coach Jeff Traylor, who's been a massive piece of coaching searches the last few years in college football, said, look, I've got my own idea. Here's what he said at the podium.
And we got to find a way to fundraise. So if you come up with some idea, I have an idea. It sounds like East Carolina's going to copy it. I will give total access to this building at all times, 24/7, 365. We'll have a live reality TV show. If somebody will just go buy a national championship, we're just going to bet. We're going to bet on the Roadrunners. We're going to bet on the Triangle of Toughness. We're going to put down $50 million, and we're going to go buy us a national championship and have total access, live reality TV, make your money back. I'm here for it if somebody wants to donate.
First, that's football guy right there. Jeff Traylor from Gilmer, Texas, the Gilmer Buckeyes. If East Carolina's going to do this, I'll give you whatever you want. Billionaire, I'll give you whatever you want. 24/7, 365, full access to this program. Come film a TV show. Do a Hard Knocks here. Make the money that you want from a TV deal to follow it because it's going to be lucrative. The second that a billionaire says, I'll put $100 million into UTSA or East Carolina, that guy's going to make his money back. That gal's going to make her money back. How? Because America would follow this story. You'd watch it like they watch American Idol. You'd watch it every night to wonder, how is that roster they paid for faring? And isn't that a broken system? Isn't that in the NFL, if Robert Kraft could just say, hey, I'm a whole lot richer than anybody else in the National Football League. I'm going to build my own roster every year. Me and my buddies, all these donors in New England, we've got deep pockets. We're going to build a $500 million roster every year. We have $500 million more than anyone in the league. $750 million more than anyone in the league. and we can pick and choose whatever players we want. They'll come play for us, and we'll win. We'll have the best facilities, we'll have the best players, the most money, and we'll keep making that money because the more you win, the more money comes in, and the more our donors are happy. You can't do that. Of course you can't do that. Why? It would ruin the product. It sounds a bit like the MLB. Addie Bates of the Addie Bates Show, Addie C. Bates. The MLB, the big controversy is if you're rich, you can just buy your team right now. You just do whatever you want, grab whoever you want. And that sucks for pretty much anybody not named the Mets and the Dodgers as we speak. That's what college football is becoming at an even more extreme level, and we've already seen how it's eaten the MLB alive.
So one of the things that they're supposed to do in the MLB is like the revenue sharing. That's what's supposed to happen. Like, I don't know if you saw yesterday, the SEC was talking about how it dispersed $1 billion to all of its colleges. Do I think that they all generated the same amount of revenue? No, but they're dispersing it. Whereas MLB, that's what they're supposed to do. But when you're deferring all this money, that doesn't happen.
Believe it or not,
you're walking on air.
Super rich guy with all of the money in the world doesn't do right thing. Hear me out. Have we heard that before?
Money can't buy happiness.
Athlete punches girlfriend. Gets off scot-free, will play in Super Bowl.
Here we go again.
Those are the headlines we get in sports. Notable bad guy does terrible thing. Will play tomorrow.
Of course.
Notable bad guy does even worse thing. Will win championship ring as owner. But except, like the one place we didn't have that 10 years ago, amateur athletics, college football. And I don't mind players getting paid. I don't want the billionaires to sit fat and happy, the donors to sit fat and happy and watch these kids make $0, which is what happened 15 years ago, to make them millions of dollars. That should not be the case. But it's what's happening now in college football. It's ruining amateur athletics. It's ruining the game that I love. Is this the game that I love? No. That's gone to the wayside. Up next. Ooh. Oh. Okay. Pats fans. Tom Brady says he doesn't care if New England wins. What? He's indifferent if they win. He's not rooting for anybody. I don't have a dog in the fight, he said. I don't have a dog in the fight. He's not even calling the game. Let's give you a complete rundown of the New England Patriots in the Super Bowl right here on Westwood One, the Westwood One Sports app. This is the Drake Toll Show.
She's so kissable, huggable, lovable, unbelievable. She's a mouthful of anything and everything a man could want. Yeah. She ain't typical, she's unpredictable, she's available. It's a miracle how my heart stumbled into someone so kissable, huggable, lovable, unbelievable. I would find someone so elegant, intelligent, heaven sent, all my money spent. I put a big down payment on that itty bitty diamond ring. She's so beautiful, it's undisputable, it's undeniable. She's got a half a bob. She's music to my ears and makes my heart sing. So kissable, huggable, lovable, unbelievable. To stutter. She's so elegant, intelligent, heaven sent, all my money spent. I put a big down payment on that itty bitty diamond ring. undeniable. She's got a have a ball. She's music to my ears and makes my heart sing. So kissable, huggable, lovable, unbelievable. Kissable, huggable, lovable, unbelievable. Kissable, huggable, lovable, unbelievable.
She just walked the Jamestown Ferry. It's not a hot day, January, like she said it'd be if she ever left me. A case of gone was all she carried as she got on the Jamestown Ferry. And she said that gone without the ever be. I didn't think that she'd leave me.
It's the Drake Toll Show. Addie Bates, Curtis Poindexter, Drake Toll with you from the Savannah Bananas organization, Locked On Big 12. Thank you for making this show your 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. each and every morning. It's good to be with you. Also, Curtis, what? Yes, we will hear from Shams, but like later. Come on, Kurt. Before we get to the...
You mean the greatest host?
Did you think we were about to do Biggest Losers? You did, didn't you?
I'm always Biggest Loser.
You were geared up for Biggest Losers. Nope, that's 8 o'clock today. Addie, did you know Biggest Losers is 8 o'clock?
No, I'm hearing this just now for the first time. I didn't know that.
Well, that's why I write it out over here. Addie Bates building the rundown. Rundown is the fancy radio word for the script for the day. Everything I say, down to this right here, I'm reading the entire time. 310-840-4910. 310-840-4910. There's no ad-libbing in radio. New England Patriots fans, Tom Brady has abandoned you. Ye shall not turn your lonely eyes to him. Brady said, and I quote, he doesn't have a dog in the fight in this year's Super Bowl. and his former New England Patriot teammates are calling it bull crap. Vince Wilfork and Rob Gronkowski, the Patriots guys Tom Brady played with, called him out this week after Brady said, "I don't have a dog in the fight in this one," on the Let's Go Sirius XM podcast with Jim Gray. He said, "May the best team win." No. Wilfork said this is a political thing. Brady's making it political. Minority owner with the Raiders. He said, "That's bull crap, Tom," he told WEEI. "All that political. This ain't political. It ain't political. What it is, Raiders ain't in it. Say what it is. What you see." Wilfork said he should be a Patriot for life. Isn't that what it is? Isn't that the point? At the end of the day, Wilfork exclaimed, if you're a Patriot for life, you know what it is. Tom Brady doesn't know what it is. If you gave it 20 years, if you played somewhere 20 years, wouldn't that be home for you? You built your house there, you had a family there, you had a wife there, or a few wives there. Wouldn't that mean something when they play in the Super Bowl? That you're bought in? I've met guys who were in their 60s, 70s, who played for the Mets, who were drafted by the Mets, played for a few different organizations, but they were drafted by the Mets, and they said, that's the team that drafted me, gave me my shot, I gave it 4 years there. I wear Mets stuff all the time. A Mets bomber jacket.
Do you
a
remember
Mets Letterman jacket.
In the postseason, whenever the Blue Jays knocked out the Yankees, and David Ortiz was interviewing Vlad and goes, "What do you say? What do you say?" And they both go, "The Yankees lose."
Yeah.
That's what
that's
you need.
Awesome.
That's
what
awesome,
Boston
right?
Needs. Like there's something about that where I'm not upset at a TV analyst who's breaking the fourth wall because they played the game. I know already that David Ortiz doesn't like the Yankees. I'm not upset. I'm not going to stop watching. He also sharing a desk with, isn't it A-Rod and Jeter?
Yes.
Yeah. It's like, we're good. We have plenty of Yankees representation on the desk right now. It's fine. For Tom Brady to not be rooting for the Patriots and outwardly rooting for the Patriots, I wouldn't want my franchise quarterback, greatest quarterback of all time, the man who built my childhood, to say that, but he did. And nonetheless, still, we'll have an incredible Seattle Seahawks, New England Patriots. I'm going to tell you who wins this game at 7:40 today. It already is 7:40. 8:40 today. I'm going to tell you who will win this game, how it will happen, why it will happen. But way before that, Kendrick Bourne came on Westwood One Sports yesterday and said, Jackson Smith and Jigba is the best wide receiver in the NFL. The Patriots have to contend with it this week.
JSN on Seahawks, obviously, he's going to be vital.
Is he the best receiver in the league?
For sure.
Number one.
Number one right now.
Better than Jefferson.
Yeah.
Better than Chase.
Yeah, he's number one right now.
All right.
Right now. So you got to keep it up because Chase and them have done it consistently, but I believe he can. But
best receiver in the league. Yes, and JSN is now the Offensive Player of the Year from the AP in the National Football League. Sorry, I hear Nick Costos and I start code switching myself. I jump into it. Did you know the Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, and MVP all came from the same string of counties that touch each other in Dallas-Fort Worth?
Oh.
Touch yourself. Myles Garrett, JSN, Matthew Stafford, all from that same Dallas area, DFW. Jackson Smith and Jigba, close friends, went to high school, close friends with a few buddies of mine from the Rockwall area, DFW, Rockwall area. We've been out a few times, just to the bar places, and then just JSN, nice guy. Also the best player in the best receiver in the NFL, if you ask Kendrick Bourne. Also in the conversation, on Black and Abdallah, Kurt Warner joined the show and said this Super Bowl is filled with two QBs who America should be talking about.
Yeah, I mean, it's such an interesting thing because I think the normal thing for everybody to do is just go, well, he was drafted by the Jets and the Jets were terrible and now he's really good. I think when you watch Sam play early in his career that he had room to grow. He had to get better. He didn't play very well in those early stages, and he's embraced that part of it, whether that was, going to Carolina, whether that was being a backup in San Francisco, but he embraced the journey and how he could get better and learning from the different people that he's been around. And then, he goes to Minnesota, has a great year, and then finds, I think, a perfect fit in Seattle for what they want to do or what they've done this year fits perfectly with what his skill set is. So it's been fun to watch, and I love that storyline of this Super Bowl. You know, you've got the golden boy in Drake May in his second year, an MVP type season. He's in the Super Bowl like, oh my gosh, this is how it's supposed to be. And then you have Sam Darnold that, you know, number 3 overall pick too, and you thought he was out of the league, and now he finds his way back with a different kind of journey. And so you've got two guys that have two completely different journeys, but find themselves at the precipice of the mountaintop with a chance to win a championship.
Again, that is Kurt Warner on Bleck and Abdallah talking about the quarterback matchup, the endless storylines in the quarterback matchup, and what you can expect from Drake May and Sam Darnold when they meet on Sunday, a Jets quarterback. Drake May himself spoke to the media about how year number 1 in New England looks a whole lot different than year number 2, because in year number 2 he's in the Super Bowl, sophomore campaign that's going fairly well for Mike Vrabel and Drake May. And here is what May had to say to the media yesterday.
I think one of the biggest thing is, I think winning helps. You know, winning helps, and I think just buying into the same belief in each other and, you know, what Coach Vrabel's trying to get accomplished. I think from day one, I feel like the guys have really kind of took what Coach Vrabel was wanting to do with us and have just really applied it to their lives in every single way, whether it's on the field, off the field, you know, getting treatment, you know, doing little things, you know, making great decisions off the field. I think that's the biggest thing is just, you know, Coach Vrabel always says, you know, he treats us how we treat the team. And I think that's how guys have taken this year. And I think it's just really, you know, ride together and, you know, want to play for each other. And, you know, from there on, we just have had fun doing it, you know, every single day since. And it's been a ride, and looking forward to, you know, trying to finish it off.
Heyo! Robert Kraft, top down. He runs a top down organization.
That is a Patriots organization.
It is a top down organization.
Finish it off.
Drake May on the Super Bowl that's impending and his mindset going into it. And how Mike Vrabel has controlled that mindset. Man, the Tennessee Titans got to feel like idiots. You can't, because here's the deal. Like, John Harbaugh gets fired from Baltimore, and the prevalent conversation is, yeah, we had to fire him because he lost that spark. He wasn't going to win a Super Bowl here. The time had come for both sides. It was over. It was done. And for Vrabel, it's not like he was this 15-year tenured guy in Tennessee. They were just like, yeah, we just need a change in voice, that we don't think this guy can win here. But it turns out it wasn't him. He can win. It sounds low. It's weird to say almost anywhere, but New England won 4 games last year. They've drafted well. They've built a solid roster. But, man, to flip that into a Super Bowl, that's really hard to do. And Mike Vrabel just did that. Tennessee has got to feel ill, sick, physically out of it, given where we sit
right now. We ass
in the National Football League with Mike Vrabel as the head coach of the Patriots in the Super Bowl, and the Tennessee Titans still trying to figure out how to win games. Yeah, well, you had a guy who could have done it for you in your back pocket, and you shipped him off. So that's it. The best wide receiver in football will play on Sunday. 2 quarterbacks who have different paths. One of them, the Jets starter, who threw a pick 6 on his first completion in his NFL career. The first pass that he threw in the air that was caught by another player. Incompletion. Turned pick 6. And Drake May saying that year to year, because of what Mike Vrabel has done, the Patriots are different now. That's why I think, I have a hunch, 4.5 is a massive spread for a Super Bowl, very large spread for a Super Bowl. I have a hunch that New England, going out west, they've been out there for a week now, that this team, just the way that a lot of folks have counted them out because of Seattle's DVOA, because their defense is that good, because Sam Darnold's been better in the postseason than Drake May. A lot of folks have counted out Mike Vrabel. And the closer we get to the game, the more I'm leaning in the direction of siding with the New England Patriots to win the Super Bowl. Again, 8:40 Eastern time. Official predictions, exactly how this game will go. I know. I've seen it. I've looked into the crystal ball, and I have the answers. Addy Bates producing. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. Nick Costos of You Better You Bet The fastest show in all of sports will join the Drake Toll Show at 8:20 Eastern Time. But first, idiots of the day. J.J. McCarthy has got to be one of them because all of his teammates are sounding off right now on how McCarthy is not the guy, and he's the reason they lost so much in 2025 in Minnesota. 310-840-4910. Call or text 310-840-4910 here on the Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app, and SiriusXM Channel 375, which may be where you are right now. We come back, idiot of the day. Idiot of the day is the Drake Toll Show.
Well, it's Sunday morning and the sun is shining in my eye that is opened and my head is spinning. Was the life of the party. I can't stop grinning. I had too much tequila last night. Jose Cuervo, you are a friend of mine. I'd like to drink you with a little salt and lime. Did I kiss all the cowboys? Did I shoot out the lights? Did I dance on the bar? Did I start a fight? Now wait a minute, things don't look too familiar. And who is this cowboy who's sleeping beside me? Well, he's awful cute, but how'd I get his shirt on? I had too much tequila last night. Jose Cuervo, you are a friend of mine. I'd like to drink you with a little salt and lime. Did I kiss all the cowboys? Did I shoot out the lights? Did I dance on the bar? Did I start a fight? All those little shooters, I'd love to drink them down.
It is the Drake Toll Show. Drake Toll with you, live from my electric shed in Savannah, Georgia, where today... So here's what happens. Damn. I love animals. I love dogs. I would never harm them. But I have threatened both of my dogs today already that the dog catcher is on the way. And I can and will release them into the world. Sunday, who I rescued from Macon, Georgia, she has decided that she really wanted to say hi to Dad. No. Here's where the story starts. This morning, I get up, and I decide, usually my dogs are so lazy, they're not awake with me at 5 o'clock when I'm going to prepare for the show and get everything, go live on the air. So they stay in bed. They just sleep in the house. Today is Sunday's first day back from training after 2 weeks gone, and she learned nothing. She's the worst dog of all time. In the best.
Oh.
She's very cute and fluffy and sheds all over the place and has a great personality. She's goofy. She doesn't
Got a
listen
great
to anyone.
personality. That's what a girl wants to hear.
It's not her, it's me. It's actually really, it's her. It's so her. But a rescue, I've taken on this burden, and this morning I walk outside for 10 minutes to record our minutes that we do, or the New England Patriots, Seattle Seahawks, sponsored by Robinhood, or in the, when I do that, I get out here, I record those, I walk back inside to fill up my tea kettle to have my electric tea, and she has peed in multiple places in the house. She's just taken it upon herself to pee wherever she wants to pee in there.
How old is she?
A year. She just turned a year this week. But she's a rescue. She's had no formal life. She doesn't know anything. And so we're teaching her everything. And in the middle of that commercial break, I'm sitting here minding my business when she wants to say hi to Dad. And when she came to say hi to me, she just took the entire system down. My Ethernet cord, the way I'm plugged in. She spilled. I'm a tea guy now. There's tea now all over the rug. There's a white monster all over the rug. No free ads, but I drink one every day. They called me the white monster in high school.
This is why you gotta get cats.
Man, yeah,
Big Sin? Big Sin's never done that. And when I rescued her, I was her fourth owner and under
Oh my
a year.
God, Sin's a girl?
Sinatra's a girl.
Sinatra Bublé Bates, C. Bates, is a girl?
Hey, could be Nancy. Yeah, she's old cross-eyed. That's my girl.
Dog, that's cruel and unusual.
What? That cat is happy. I rescued her from an abused home. She used to hate people. Now when I take the trash out down the hallway, she's screaming because she misses her mom. She's a good girl. And I told you, I taught her how to sit. She knows how to shake. You can talk and she'll respond to you. That's why you gotta get a Siamese.
I have no problem with the cat. My problem is the crime against humanity of you naming a cat Sinatra Bublé and it being a girl.
Could be Nancy. Nancy Sinatra.
You should have just done that, man.
Okay. Yes,
Nancy.
but let's say that. Yeah, let's go out there and say Sunday is the most feminine name.
Yeah, it was Sunday with an E, not a Y.
Oh yes, because that changes it.
Because ice cream makes it girly.
All right, there you go.
Hot
Case
fudge.
in point.
It's time. Oh shoot! Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app for our idiot of the day.
Idiot of the day.
Bonk. Yeah. Yep. Stomp and holler. Slap and tickle. JJ McCarthy, come on down. You are idiot of the day number 1.
9, actually. It was by 9.
9. You're idiot of the day number 9. That's good. I see what you've done here, Curtis. Aaron Jones. It's like, hey, man, I know that J.J. McCarthy is my quarterback, but I think Sam Darnold should have been the QB.
Game. It's like, but right now I feel like JSN and Puka have grabbed the pole position there. So I'm asking you, do you think I'm wrong? Do you think you're still the best receiver in the league? All right, tell me why.
Yeah. I mean, how I'm not. I mean, just
you watch the games, right?
Just based off the quarter. I mean, a lot of people base it off of the quarterback play and, just different things that really go into, my position. Obviously, I gotta rely on and I got to depend on a lot of people in order for me to get that ball. So if I don't have an elite, elite position or elite quarterback that's throwing me the ball the entire year, then it's a little bit difficult to be in those conversations. Having a young quarterback that's still learning the game and still learning his potential in his league, you kind of have those difficult seasons, which I had this past year. So I still think that I'm still number one. I still think that no one in this league can cover me man to man. That's without a doubt. My confidence level will always be high, and I always will feel that I'm number one in my eyes.
Pretty good. So that's Justin Jefferson, not Aaron Jones. We will get to Aaron Jones in a second. That's Justin Jefferson telling you why he is still number one, because his quarterback stunk. Aaron Jones doubled down and said, yep, probably should have kept Sam Darnold.
Justin had 1,000 yards, but all the frustrations, how did you do that?
Honestly, I don't know. Honestly, I really don't. There was some games where I only had 1 or 2 catches, and only 11 yards, 20 yards. So, it's just staying a part of the program, staying a part of the plan. Obviously, it was a plan to get me more catches, more yards, and more touchdowns, but, it just didn't happen that way. So it was just all about leaning on me as a captain and as a leader of the team, and to not really, for once see me as that, player that's getting 150 yards a game.
Sorry, JJ. Looks like nobody in Minnesota is really a big fan. Also, idiot of the day, Shams, for his Giannis reporting. Remember, Shams told us that Giannis really, really wanted to leave, needs to leave. Then Giannis told us he doesn't, actually. And Doc Rivers, the Bucks head coach, came to the podium yesterday and said, maybe we put Shams on the trade block.
You guys want a Giannis update? All right. Oh, no, I was just talking about, he's going to coach the celebrity game, right? You guys see that? No, he did inform me that he's going to put Shams on the trading block today, and he's just going to listen to offers. So I'm just going to go make that announcement right now.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Everybody in the Bucks camp has been pretty clear, and the Giannis camp has been fairly clear as well. They didn't need to make a trade, and Giannis is cool in Milwaukee. So, yeah, NBA insiders have gotten word, I guess, that Giannis really needed out and needed out quickly and desperately wants to get away. But that's not what's happening. That's not what we're being told. And he didn't get away. He's still with the organization, and his head coach is saying to double down that, hey, everybody, by the way, he's still playing here. As of today, if you want a Giannis update, he'll be coaching in the All-Star game, celebrity game. And outside of that, yeah, he's a Buck. And if you want to listen to Shams, then put him on the trade block for his reporting. Idiot of the day, Jerry Jones. Shocking, I know. Sorry. Notable good guy, Jerry Jones. Burgers and Blitzes tweets, Jerry really wants another Super Bowl in Dallas, but has held off on this for years. The Dallas Cowboys are giving up one of their 9 home games in 2026 to play a regular season game in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. The game, it was announced this month, will be held at Maracanã Stadium, marking the first time the NFL has ever played in Rio. Jerry. It is already hard enough to be in Dallas right now. It's already tough enough to be in Dallas right now. It's already brutal enough for these guys to be in Dallas right now. And you're going to make it even rougher, harder, messier to win? Touch yourself. Yeah, I don't think I like that.
I didn't like that.
I don't think I like that, Jerry. No, I'm fine with what's happening on the show. I don't like what Jerry's doing.
No, I just the messier.
Yeah, it's not easy. It's not clean to get to Rio, to bring your NFL team to Rio. Been there, done that.
True. My bad, guys. My bad. That's on me. Hand up. It's on me.
I just don't like, I think the Seahawks and Niners, or maybe Seahawks, Niners, Rams, Niners, one of those games is going to be in London or Brazil or somewhere. It's stupid, man. Just do it. I'm not to be one of those guys who's like, it's America. Play games in America. We're American. But at the same time, it is America. Play the games in America. We're American. Don't take some of the best NFL matchup. You can take the Cowboys and the Browns. That's fine. Take the Cowboys and the Cardinals, whatever. But don't take division rivals from the best division in football. Don't do that. Idiot of the day, Dan Orlovsky, for saying this about why are we talking about the Dallas Cowboys outside of them being stupid during Super Bowl week? Well, according to Orlovsky, they're a real contender.
Dan, I'm going to you first. As his Super Bowl window closed.
Absolutely not. I actually believe that Dallas is starting a brand new Super Bowl window.
Okay.
I honestly do. One, I truly appreciate Dak's ownership and candid comments of like, the monkey is a real thing, and he's aware of it. He's not running from it. I think if Dallas, this coming season, even right now, early February, if Dallas gets average defense, they win 12 games next year. Their defense was historically bad. Worst defense we've seen in the NFL last year and maybe the last 5 seasons. They've got 4 picks in the next 2 first rounds. We can say a lot about this Cowboys organization, and a lot of it is true. I do believe early draft picks, they do better recently than people give them credit for.
Fair.
I think Dak Prescott is going to start like a second chapter in his career. That is
Sorry. Go ahead, man.
I think Prescott is I think he's going to start a second chapter in his career in the way that we've seen some quarterbacks that are in their 10th plus season go into. I'm not going to say Matthew Stafford-like, but I do think we can see that. I expect it to be in Dallas and not elsewhere. I honestly believe the Cowboys will get back to Super Bowl relevancy very quickly, and that Super Bowl window is very much so going to be open 2026 and beyond.
Dan just be saying stuff, man. The last few weeks for Dan Orlovsky, and I would have more respect for it had he not tweeted out, like, this app will kill you, man. This app will break you. Like, no, dog, you're breaking yourself. You're just saying things right now. Why on Super Bowl 60, the week of Super Bowl 60, are you talking about the Dallas Cowboys being a contender and their window being open? What do you mean? I think they can get... You just said, I think they'll get back to Super Bowl relevancy quickly. Dan, they haven't been Super Bowl... They have not been Super Bowl relevant in 30 years. What about getting back to the 30-year period? What about getting back to 1996 is quick Super Bowl relevancy? There's 30 years is not quick. No one has a longer drought of conference championship game appearances. No one in the National Football League than the Dallas Cowboys. I think it'll be quick. They'll get back to Super Bowl. They're right there. Super Bowl relevancy. No, Dan. No, man. It's just a good way to land a spot on Idiot of the Day on days like today on the Drake Toll Show. Final idiot. Anybody who believes in the AI slop. Another Facebook post has gone viral. Somalian dressed as ICE agent sings Somalian national anthem at Boston College versus Duke game. Even reading that makes my head explode because obviously no one sang the Somalian national anthem dressed as an ICE agent at the Duke basketball game. But the comments are incredible. What a disgrace. These schools should be ashamed. F everyone who let this happen. Duke alumni should end all donations today. Both universities should be fined and sanctioned. They should cut all federal funding ASAP. And arguably, my favorite comment of all of these is, ain't that a crime, impersonating a federal agent? Yeah. Yes, it is, Loop K64. Yes, it is. Trust me, the Somalian national anthem was not sang at a Duke game by a Somali who's dressed as an ICE agent. You can rest easy today. Just please, before you comment these things, please, before you're an idiot of the day, just try to comprehend AI. try to comprehend that most of what you're seeing on social media is not real. Please. Coming up, Nick Costos from You Better You Bet joins us live from San Francisco on Radio Row. This is the Drake Toll Show.
Go on trial just for laughing at the joke, just for saying of the bargain what any sales girl already knows. Most of us old men die at the firing line, just waiting for our number to be called. I guess time just makes fools of us all. Now the king gets his stepson when he's loaded as a gun. Says a real man is like a country. You need a map to find your one. Now I do you suppose you must approach the throne with its back up against the wall. I guess time just makes fools of us all. Minds of my generation, glad they conscripted in the war of defending any Goliath that would deign darken the door. Now with your genius for picking battles, it's no wonder every helmet is too small. I guess time just makes fools of us all. I guess time just makes fools of us all. My drink is watered down. The champ is on his knees. He lost the rematch. He lost the comeback. He lost for charity, but that's the job. It's what gets the asses in the hall. They came for a beating, and he came to brawl. Notice that of all the young gods I have known, yours is easily the least famous to turn down the cover of a Rolling Stone. Lily white faces, so familiar and yet impossible to recall. I guess time just makes fools of us all. After a millennia of good times, God said, hey now, let's have a dream where we raise the stakes a little. Come on, let's make things interesting. Parachute into the Anthropocene, an amnesiac a himbo can doll. I guess time does make fools of us all. I killed a rattlesnake this morning. It was coiled up behind the truck. Put it in reverse and hit him clean. Something he said went.
Pounding a rhythm to the brain. La-da-da-da-dee. La-da-da-da-da.
Here we go. It is the Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Drake Toll with you from the Savannah Bananas organization. Locked on Big 12. Amazon Fire TV's college football kickoff. And most importantly, Westwood One Sports. Do you feel it? There's like that brisk chill in the air. You walked outside, you saw your breath, and you thought, it's Super Bowl weekend. It starts today. You know, most schools, these grade schools across the country, are now only going to school 4 days a week. A lot of them have Friday off. Don't ask me why. I didn't do it. And like an 8-week summer, 6-week summer. For you, Super Bowl weekend is now. For Nick Costos, host of You Better You Bet, Westwood One Sports, Super Bowl weekend is forever. And this week has been a long week in San Francisco. Nick Costos joins the show now. Nick, have you slept literally at all?
Just a little bit, Drake. Great to be on with you. And I would say when you step outside here in San Francisco, you don't feel the briskness in the air. You smell the weed smoke in the air. I mean, you talk about you want to get contact high, you just take a walk outside the convention center here and you'll get there. Great to be on with you, my man.
That's free for you, by the way. That you don't have to pay for any of that. You just walk right through. And as somebody who attended college within earshot of Austin, Texas, something about it, man. It's just, getting the high for free is right there. It's there for you.
Oh, man,
And
it's a big dorm room right now in San Francisco.
Look, a part of that, bang, let's call it a segue. Look, man, when I was in college, Martin Hall, that was the dorm room. Anybody who was anybody, all the cool dudes, we all lived in Martin Hall. I didn't have the privilege. I had to live in Allen Hall, which hadn't been renovated since 1976. Costos, you're in the dorm room right now with guys like Scott Hansen or Emmett Smith. Take me into Radio Row at the Super Bowl and what this week has been like on You Better You Bet.
Yeah, so Radio Row is awesome, and before I've been a talent on the air, I was a producer for 10 years at Sirius Satellite Radio, Sirius NFL Radio, and then Mad Dog Sports Radio. So I want to say this is my 12th Radio Row, and they're all really cool. And if you came, Drake, to Radio Row, or you, the person listening or watching, if you came here on Monday or Tuesday, you would kind of wonder what all the fuss is about, because there's not a ton of people here on Monday and Tuesday. But as we get later into the week, Wednesday, things start to pick up. Thursday is a madhouse, and then Friday is absolutely insane. So, it's early, right? What time is it right now? It's very early here.
Right.
My show's on the air coming up right after you. There's nobody here right now except for the shows that are broadcasting local radio stations, and we're going to come on right afterwards. But within a couple hours, this is going to be a madhouse. You're going to be bumping into people when you're trying to move, celebrities, Hall of Fame athletes. So Thursday and Friday are pretty damn cool at Radio Row every year.
When does it come alive in San Francisco? Is it that 9 o'clock hour where you really feel like, okay, the who's who has arrived?
Yeah, I would say like at Radio Row, that's definitely the case. Maybe like a little bit further into the day. It's just very early here, given that, my show's on at 9 a.m. Like your show's on at 3. Starts at 3 here on the West Coast. So it's just early. I'm actually going to answer your question a different way. And we were talking about this last night at dinner. San Francisco is such a big city. And to be fair, I'm from New York. And it felt the same way for the Seahawks-Broncos Super Bowl that was at MetLife Stadium. When the city is as big as San Francisco is, it doesn't feel like the Super Bowl's happening. Like, we know it is, obviously, and like you see a lot of people that in the media walking around, but it doesn't really have that Super Bowl feel that you get in a city like Indianapolis or like last year in New Orleans. So I actually think this is an overrated venue, like city, to host the Super Bowl. It'll be the same thing next year in Los Angeles. I prefer the smaller cities. I actually think Indy is the best big game city, but that can be a story for another time.
I love it. Did the Final Four there in 2021. Incredible experience. And Lucas Oil Stadium is a first-class facility. Nick Costos of You Better You Bet on Westwood One Sports joining the Drake Toll Show. A little crossover. It just feels overdue. And this is a guy you've heard from a lot this week because of the A-list interviews you've done on You Better You Bet. What have you learned specifically about it? And look, I've heard your conversations, whether they be about Red Zone or Daniel Jones coming back. But what have you learned about Seattle and New England coming into the Super Bowl on Sunday from some of those A-listers on You Better You Bet?
Yeah, I would say that the number one thing would be that the Patriots defense, I think the perception of it is that it's not as good, Drake, as the Seattle defense. And a lot of people believe that they are way closer like to each other than we would believe, right? And that Milton Williams being back for the Patriots, the defensive tackle who was a beast in last year's Super Bowl for the Eagles against the Kansas City Chiefs, and big free agent signing this offseason for New England. And with Milton Williams in the lineup, the Patriots defense is basically right up there with Seattle's. And I thought that was really interesting, right? Because it's not that we think the New England defense is bad, like no one would say that. But I think we generally believe that the Seattle defense is on another level from the New England defense. And that doesn't seem to be the prevailing opinion amongst, people that are playing right now, people that grind the all-22. So I think that that's been really interesting. And, that's reflected in the betting market, right? Totals come down to 45.5, makes sense. Kind of feels like this will be a lower scoring slugfest. So I think that's been the number one thing is I'm not going to sleep on the Patriots defense heading into this game.
Nick Costos, there is no Patrick Mahomes. There's no Matthew Stafford, the MVP. It's instead Sam Darnold and Drake May. And look, I've had the major networks on all morning on a quad box on my television. I've seen the Super Bowl mentioned one time in a quad box, one time, because this is that Texas Rangers, Arizona Diamondbacks-esque World Series of, is America really tuned into this, or are they missing a QB matchup that might not have the two sexiest names, but two names who are winning at a high level? What about this quarterback matchup stands out when we think about Super Bowl matchups over the last now 60 years?
Yeah, so I mean, and just to further that point, like my opening segment today on the show, I'm not really going to talk about the game at all. I'm going to talk about Matthew Stafford winning MVP, saying he's coming back. I'll talk a little bit about the Hall of Fame class that is going to that just got elected last night, and my thoughts on who's going to go in next year, and then maybe a couple minutes on the game to close the segment. So I certainly understand where they're coming from. And look, another function of that is there's 2 weeks in between Championship Sunday and the game. Like, there's only so many times you can say the same exact thing over and over. And I mean, I say this on my show from a content perspective. Like, how many times can we talk about the Patriots defense versus the Seahawks offense? So there's got to be some other stuff to talk about. As far as the quarterbacks go, I do think there's a very interesting historical analog between the two. So when the Seahawks beat the Rams on Championship Sunday, I'm thinking about Sam Darnold, and I love the history of the league. And I'm trying to figure out, who Sam Darnold is closest to in league history. Should he win the Super Bowl, which, by the way, their favorite in the game, would it really surprise anyone if he was Kerry Collins from Super Bowl 35, Giants against the Ravens, and turned it over a bunch? That could absolutely happen. So Sam Darnold, for me, is the modern-day Jim Plunkett, who is the number one pick out of Stanford in the early 70s to the Patriots, washes out of New England, goes to San Francisco as a backup, lands in Oakland with the Raiders, and wins Super Bowls in 1980 and 1983 after kind of being left for dead. And it feels to me like Sam Darnold is the modern-day Jim Plunkett. So if Darnold's able to make this happen, he really joins a list that really only has one other guy on it that followed this career path. I think that's fascinating. And for Drake May, it's way more obvious, right? Tom Brady in his second year as a New England Patriot won the Super Bowl. Drake May has an opportunity to do the same thing. And I don't know if anyone believes that Drake May or anyone will have the same type of career that Tom Brady did. I mean, Brady's the greatest of all time. But, I mean, Drake May will go a pretty long way towards establishing himself here as one of the quarterbacks in the NFL with the win. And, with the loss, I think it also becomes super fascinating for Drake May. And I'll give you two names, quarterbacks that lost the Super Bowl in their second year. One never got back, and one hasn't gotten back since. And that would be Joe Burrow, who lost Super Bowl 56, obviously, with the Bengals against the Rams. And they got back to the championship game the next year and lost at Arrowhead to Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. But, haven't been to the playoffs in the last 3 years. And Dan Marino, his second season through 48 touchdowns, was the MVP of the league. got waxed by the 49ers in Super Bowl 19, and never got back to the Super Bowl. Now, Burrow could obviously get back, but defense is terrible. Is he going to get back? Marino never got back. So I think everyone that's saying, well, it's Drake May's second year, even if they lose, he'll be back. I'm not so sure about that. The history of the league dictates that may not be the case. So a lot on the line historically for these two quarterbacks coming up on Sunday.
Yeah. Costos, I know you got to go. You got a show to do and a ton of prep to do. Super grateful for your time this early in the morning, right before your show. Before we let you go, you hit it nail on the head here. Storylines abound, from the Steve Tisch Epstein files to the Rooney Rule to the coaching carousel to Matthew Stafford. A ton of stuff to hit on and talk about. And the Super Bowl has been on that list, but has not spearheaded that list. But I know it will today. Come time for You Better You Bet. What can we expect on your show this afternoon?
Oh, well, we got a ton of good stuff coming up today. The guest list is crazy. Off the top of my head, we pre-taped like 18 interviews after the show yesterday. I don't even know which ones we're deciding to play. I can tell you that live in the final hour of the show will be my buddy Big Cat from Barstool is coming on live on set, which will be great. My old friend from NFL Radio, who I used to produce for, former league MVP Rich Gannon, will join us live on the air. AEW champion MJF will join us. Cowboys legend Darren Woodson, Sean Merriman, Hall of Fame quarterback Warren Moon. I think this will be pretty good. And Drake, the other thing that I would say that I'm going to blow my top about in the first segments of the show, which is non-Super Bowl related, I'm actually furious that the Niners-Rams game is going to be played in Melbourne, Australia, one of those two games. So the league announced it yesterday, right? Here's an Australia game. Let's put maybe the two best teams in the league in a division rivalry game in Australia. I absolutely hate that from the National Football League. I'll talk about that as well in the opening segment instead of the Seahawks and the Patriots.
Yeah, they were our idiot of the day today, the NFL, and the way they scheduled this.
Yeah, love that. Yeah. They are idiots. You're right.
Had to be. Nick Costos, You Better You Bet. Thanks so much for taking the time.
You got it, buddy. Appreciate you. You're doing an awesome job. Keep killing it, and we will connect in the future.
Absolutely. 9 a.m. to noon Eastern every single day with Nick Costos on You Better You Bet. 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. on the West Coast. Costos up early. Appreciate him giving us his time right before he goes live and gives you his thoughts, his perspective. He did. He nailed it. We're sending. I told you, let's send the Dallas Cowboys and the Cleveland Browns. Let's send the Arizona Cardinals. Just have them fly out. And you know what? We'll give them a halfway decent team. Play the Chargers. Cardinals-Chargers. Play a game like that and do it in Melbourne, Australia. Do it in London. Do it in Rio de Janeiro. Don't you take my best division in football, two of the best teams in the National Football League, and throw them into Australia. I don't like that. I don't want that. Again, not to be this is America. Play football in America. But this is America. And you should play football in America. I know we get a lot of really good games and really good matchups, but that's because the NFL is American. The Premier League, MLS, whatever those are, Premier League, that's the one with Barcelona, FC Barcelona. Someone help me, please. Addy?
Curtis?
I got nothing.
Jeez, all right. They don't play in America that often. Once every blue moon, I think. I believe. But when they do, it's a fun event. Now we're putting the NFL across the world, but every weekend. 17 times. You're like, no, stop. No, I just want to watch the NFL. Me, the American guy. Please, have I not earned that by loving you for so long? Addy Bates produces. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. When we return, the last segment before the Super Bowl, the last 15 minutes that I get with you before the Super Bowl, I will tell you who will win the game. I have insider info on who will win this game. You're not going to want to miss it. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Up next, who takes Super Bowl 60? That I'm sure of. This is the Drake Toll Show.